Hello, welcome to this quick tutorial for how to create a pictorial in the GLAD strategy style to use on Chromebooks with Google Classroom. So for this video, I found a pictorial online of the parts of a tree. In class, we would have talked about the different parts of the tree and what each part does for the tree. So we're going to create one of these, and so I'm going to go through step by step how to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new slide. So we're going to click here and it's going to give us a slide. It has pieces already on it. So I'm going to go here to layout and I'm going to change it to blank. So there's nothing there. Then I need to go and find a tree picture. So I'm going to open a new tab and I'm going to go to images.google.com and I'm going to type in tree. And I'm going to see what I have here. And so there are several trees here that I can choose from. So I'm going to choose one that I think will work best for my purposes for this assignment. I would like to have one with roots. So I'm going to say tree with roots. And I'm going to choose one of these trees here. So I'm going to look at that one. It has other graphics on it that I don't want to use. Oh, I like this one. It's got all the pieces of the tree. So I'm going to click View Image, and I'm going to copy this address at the top. Then I'm going to go back to my slide, and I'm going to go to two places. I could either go here to Insert Image, or I could go here to Insert Image, and I'm going to click on By URL, which means I could put in the address. So I'm going to paste that image address that I have, and it's going to preview the image for me, and I'm going to click Insert. And now it's going to drop that image in there for me. Then I'm going to center it. And so you can see these little red lines that are coming up on the screen. They show me when I am centered. So when I have both the vertical and the horizontal lines, then I can let go of the button on my mouse and it will perfectly center it for me. So if we look back to our original example, we need to make these boxes right here. And the same over here. So what I'm going to do for my new one is I'm going to create a text box. So you can do that here by clicking the text box button, or you can click on Insert Text Box. It's going to give me a little change to my cursor. See, now it is a plus and not an arrow. So I'm going to click somewhere here and I'm going to drag so that I have something big enough to type in. And I'm going to type one of the parts of the tree. And then I'm going to click outside of it. Now that is way too small for what I'm going to need it for. So I'm going to click on the box again, and that selects it. Then I'm going to double click. I'm going to get this I bar over the words, and I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to make it bigger. So here are my font options. I'm going to change it to something bolder. And I'm going to change the size. Now I have one that's bigger. So I'm going to move it over. I'm also going to center it. So I'm going to click when I have the I bar again. I'm going to click until I get a cursor. And then I'm going to go to this More right here. And I'm going to select Center. And I'm also going to center in the middle of the box. And I have created my text box. To make it easier for my students to select this, I'm going to click on it again and I'm going to change the background. So behind the word trunk, I'm going to put in a color. So I'm going to click on Fill Color, the little paint bucket right here, and I'm going to make it red. Now when I click and I drag this over here to my picture, I can't see the picture anymore. So I'd like to make it partly transparent. So I'm going to move it back over here and I'm going to go to the fill color and I'm going to click on Custom at the bottom. And then there is a little slider button over here where I can make it more transparent. The farther down I go, the more transparent it gets. If I go all the way to the bottom, then it will be clear. So I want just a little bit of red. So I'm going to go about a third of the way up, and then I'm going to click OK, and it shows me a preview right here. Then I'm going to click OK, and now my box is semi-transparent, so I can see the picture behind it. So when I moved it in relation to the picture, I realized this is much, much too big. So I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to change the size to something smaller. And then I'm going to adjust the size of my box so that it better fits. Now I'm ready to go. So instead of having to repeat that process of creating the text box, typing, adding the color and all of that, I'm going to copy this and repeat it this number of times. So I have four more labels that I need to make. So here I'm going to go back and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to right click and hit copy. And this is what it tells me to do. I need to do, on mine it's Command C because I'm using a Mac, but yours would be Control C. So I'm going to hit Control C and a Control V to paste. And I'm going to do that 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have 4 copies of this. So I'm going to grab all of those and then move them around. And all I need to do now is to retype inside what the part is of the tree that's different. Now branches was too big, so I'm going to make it smaller until it fits. Now that might be too small, and it only shows me 18 and 24, so I can type in whatever size I want to. So I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. So now I have everything that I need. In order to put in the descriptions on this side, I'm going to repeat the same process. So now what I have is a place for all my students to be able to move each of these to the right place in the picture. So they can move the trunk there, they can move the leaves here, and they can put this with it. Just like that, and go on through all the different pieces until they've labeled everything. So in order to put this into Google Classroom, what you have to do is you have to have already had a Google Classroom created. And when you get there, you're going to open your Google Classroom. Going to click on Create Assignment. You're going to call it whatever you'd like to call it. And you're going to select the Google Drive here. Because we just worked on this, it's going to be the first thing we see here. And then we're going to select Make a Copy for each student. And then when we click Assign, every student will have their own copy. So that is how you create a way to assess students using a Pictorial online. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at jlafollette@hilmar.k12.ca.us. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.